What is up, everybody? This is Power to Women, and this is, I think, the 29th episode. Isn't that freaking crazy? 29 whole episodes, and we're still going. We're still kicking it, We're still learning, we're still growing, and I love that for us. I love it. Today is a very special episode for me just because, I don't know, I'm learning. I guess they're all special to me because it's like I'm creating something so people can learn about more women that are really powerful and are really inspiring and motivating, and I just want everybody to know these women because they're beautiful, inspiring. Like I said, they're just freaking amazing women, and I feel like we all need to take a note from their page, you know what I mean? So yeah, this episode is special. This whole podcast is special for me. And I'm going to keep doing it. So don't worry about me going anywhere, because I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep doing it. But yeah, so let's just jump into this episode, okay? But before we begin to talk about the person I'm going to be talking about today, I want to introduce everybody to a very special friend of mine, Caroline. So this is Caroline. I call her Care sometimes. She's a beautiful, beautiful superstar Croatone. I don't know. That's just what her little tag says there. She's a beautiful plant. I loved that she kind of looks like an alien. Like, she's got like yellow and green spots on her leaves. So it's kind of like, I don't know, she just looked exotic. And I was like, I have to get her. So yeah, if people who are listening, if you want to go see who Caroline is, go check out the video on YouTube at Power to Women. So, I guess now it's time to jump into the episode. I guess we're already in the episode, but let's talk about the person we're going to be talking about today. Let's get into that. So the person I'm going to be talking about today is someone who I didn't know her name, but I knew her because I've seen her, like, in a lot of, like, movies and TV shows. She's an actress. So her name is Jane Fonda. That's right. So if you are like, who's Jane Fonda? One of her biggest roles, I want to say biggest, one of her bigger roles right now currently is Grace and Frankie, which you can find on Netflix. Not sponsored by Netflix, but you should go watch it because Jane Fonda's amazing in Grace and Frankie. Like, that show is freaking hilarious. I didn't watch it until, I just started it last night, in fact, because I was like, oh my god, Jane Fonda is in that? I was like, I have to go freaking watch that now because I didn't know that was her. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, so Jane Fonda was born December 21st, 1937, and thankfully she's still alive. She has one brother and who also acts. So, and her father, fun fact, her father was Henry Fonda, and he was also an actor. So she came from like a family of actors, And her father was actually in 12 Angry Men. So if you, like, I don't know where you can find this, but I had to watch it in high school for a class. And, like, when I seen his picture, I was like, I know who that is. But, like, then again, with Jane, I was like, I've seen her. Well, I've seen him, but I don't know who that is. And now I know. The more you know. But it was a good movie, so go check it out if you want to. And if not, just go check out Grace and Frankie, because you really need to follow along with Jane Fonda, because she's freaking amazing. So Jane kind of had a rough upbringing. She actually lost her mom when she was 12. Her mother committed suicide, and it was very traumatizing for Jane, as you would think. That must have been so freaking hard on her because she was only 12. I couldn't even imagine losing my mom at 12 to suicide. I couldn't. She's a very strong woman to be able to keep pushing past that and keep living her life to the fullest. But at age 15, Jane taught dance at the Fireside Pines in New York. So she pretty much was raised in New York, and she did dance, and she's pretty much known for like being an actress, actor, and she was a former model before she started acting, actually, and she was on the cover of 2 Vogue magazines. That's freaking cool, huh? But she's also more than just an actress and a model, you know. She is a political activist. She's an environmentalist, and that's why I want to talk about her today, because she isn't just an actress, you know. I could just talk about any actress. She's doing more with her voice because she does have a platform, and she's using her platform to spread awareness for a lot of things. Like, it wasn't just like she like protested so many freaking things, and I thought that was so cool because it's like she cares about the world, she cares about people enough to risk her life and to be put in jail for these causes. And I love that she uses her voice for that good, you know. And I want to thank you, Jane, for doing that, because that's freaking amazing. But to get into her little personal life before I get into like her activism life, okay? So her personal life, she has had 3 husbands. She divorced them all, and she also has 3 kids, which 1 is adopted and 2 of them are her own. So she has a little family, you know. It's kind of cute. But that was pretty much like all I found about her, like on her, about her personal life. I guess there's not really much else to go on besides that, like whatever her family is. But yeah, so I guess now let's kind of just jump into like the different protests and the different things that she cares about, you know, the different problems in the society and the world that she is trying to fix. Okay, so she was a visible political activist in the counterculture era during the Vietnam War. So she was very against the Vietnam War. She didn't want it, which I don't know a lot of people who do want war, but I don't know. But during that time, she actually went to Vietnam with a whole bunch of other people who got to go over and see the war. Like, she got to see it like firsthand. Like, she didn't see the war, but she got to see like the struggle and what everybody was going through over there in Vietnam. And she had the opportunity to sing with Vietnam soldiers, which I didn't really understand how she got in that situation. Like, why would the Vietnam soldiers even let her, an American, come into wherever they were, you know? But she had the chance to do that, and what she says is she was coerced to be put on top of an aircraft gun for Vietnam. And she was photographed, and the photograph obviously got like brought to America, and everybody in America saw it, and she got a lot of backlash on it because obviously she's sitting on like what people see as like the enemy's aircraft, you know? Like, at that time they were the enemy for like the soldiers, you know? And so a lot of soldiers were like, are you effing kidding me? Like, why would you do that? Why would you take a picture? Why would you like show everybody that, like, that's how... Did y'all hear that? I swear to God, I just heard an owl down here, and I'm freaking out. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna... I don't know what the fuck that is, but we're gonna keep on talking. But people didn't like that because it showed that she could have been a traitor. You know, a lot of people called her a traitor. Some soldiers, when she would meet them, they would come up to her, and one of them actually spit in her face and called her a traitor and a B word. Even though she was over there to protest against the war to get them home. Okay, but because she was friendly and she was nice, and because she was, like, trying her best, even though that probably wasn't the best thing to do, but in her young mind, she probably thought that was, like, a peaceful thing to do, you know? But it wasn't, and she actually came out and apologized for it, you know? She said that was, like, one of the biggest things that she regretted in her life was that she was photographed on top of the aircraft, and she was even there, you know? And I just want to, like, say that just because people look like they're doing something, their intentions might be different. Okay, so always hear the person out, because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know, like, she was there to get soldiers home. She wasn't there to be with the enemy. She wasn't there to be a traitor. She was just there trying to protest that the war was ridiculous and that we didn't need to have that war, you know? And so, yeah, just talk, like, if you're in a situation like that where you've seen a person doing something that you're like, that's freaking stupid, that person's stupid, you know, like, talk to that person, because their intentions are probably way different, and you're probably going to get, like, a different insight on that. And then you can share your opinion with the person and say, like, oh, see, by the way you looked and by the actions you were doing, this is what I thought. And so this is probably why you shouldn't be doing that, and maybe you should try this different approach or this different action, you know? Stop trying, like, people just need to stop trying to, like, just hurt people, you know? We're all learning, we all make mistakes, we're not perfect. We need to just be kind to one another, to talk to one another, and communicate where, like, what is wrong and what we're feeling, which is hard, because, like, on our last episode when I was talking with my brother-in-law, Mitch, we talked about, like, vulnerability. Talking about your feelings is vulnerable, you know, so that can be really hard, but I feel like as a society and as a world, we need to push ourselves to do that more. And I'm trying to do that more, I know, and it's hard. But yeah, so she not only has protested the Vietnam War, she has also protested a lot of other wars and a lot of other problems in this world, you know. She has also protested the Iraq War and violence against women, and describes herself as a feminist and environmental activist, which is freaking amazing, because we need more people like that in this world, you know. But in 2005, along with Robin Morgan and Gloria Steinman, she co-founded the Women's Media Center, an organization that works to amplify the voices of women in the media through advocacy, media, and leadership training, and the creation of original content. Hell freaking yeah, let's freaking go. When I heard that, I was like, hell yeah, because I'm making original content, you know, and I'm trying to push women up, you know, because we need to learn about everybody. We need to learn about women like myself, you know, because I didn't see a lot of women growing up that were doing a lot of amazing things, and I wish I would have, because I probably would have taken a different path in my life, because I would have seen that it's possible for women to do it, you know, to do things that a lot of women haven't done before, or women haven't done at all before, you know, and I think that's really important. So she has also supported the Alcatraz Island occupation by American Indians in 1969, which was intended to call attention to the failures of the government with regard to treaty rights and the movement for greater Indian sovereignty. So not only is she protesting outside of America, in the world, she's also protesting in America for people who don't have the opportunity to speak up, who don't have a voice. She's using her voice to help those people, which is freaking amazing. Another example of her helping Native Americans is she went to Seattle in 1970 to support a group of Native Americans who were led by Bernie Whiteburn, which is freaking amazing. You know what I mean? She's using her voice for good. That's amazing. She has also supported Huey Newton and the Black Panthers in the early 1970s, stating, "Revolution is an act of love. We are the children of revolution, born to be rebels. It runs in our blood." Hell yeah, Jane, hell yeah. And in fact, her adopted child actually came from parents who were in the Black Panthers. So that's freaking amazing, you know what I mean? She and some friends also created FTA, which is a documentary, and FTA stands for Free the Army. And this documentary talks about, like, well, it doesn't talk about, but it shows soldiers talking about, like, how going to war isn't the right answer. You know, these are soldiers talking about it, which, like, when people see that, it's going to be like, oh, you know, not even soldiers want to be in this. Why do we want them to be in it if they don't want to be there, you know? Which I thought that was really cool. And you can actually find that documentary on Netflix. I haven't watched it personally, but I'm going to check it out because I think that's really amazing, and I want to see what it's all about, you know? So she has also offered to help raise funds for the VVAW and was rewarded with the title of Honorary National Coordinator. And that's just one of the numerous freaking awards that she's won, not only from her acting career, but from being a political activist and being an environmental activist. She has won a lot of awards, which is amazing. You know, she should get that recognition. And that's freaking awesome, you know? So before I get into her more recent years, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit, and I want to talk about her acting career because I think that's pretty important. That's what she's known for, you know, that's how she built her platform. So she started on Broadway. So in 1960, she started her first Broadway play called There Was a Little Girl, for which she received a nomination for the Tony Award for the Best Featured Actress in a Play. She was 23, and she was nominated for a Tony Award. She's freaking amazing, okay? In 1982, she released her first workout video, Jane Fonda's Workout, and which became the highest selling VHS of all time, which is freaking amazing. You know what I mean? I love workout videos. You know, that's how I work out when I work out, like lifting weights or anything. I watch a video because it's like, I know I'm not doing it alone. You know, it's like that person on the screen's doing it with me. And so that's really cool that she's doing that because it's like, that's how I work out, you know, and she creates those. I wonder if they're still around today. I should probably see if, like, they're on YouTube or anything, because I think that would be really fascinating to watch, and maybe even follow along, you know. That'd be pretty cool. Her first movie was called A Tall Story. I haven't seen it. Actually, I've never heard of it until now, but I'm going to see if I can find it and check it out, you know, because it's probably a really good movie. So, like I said, her career kind of took a backlash after she was seen on the aircraft, and like the aircraft gun in Vietnam. So she kind of had a little hard time there for a little bit, but she bounced back, and her career is freaking flourished now. You know, it's bloomed. It's amazing now, and like I love to see that progression of how when she was doing her own thing and people didn't agree with her, how like the society took that out on her, but then how like the society looked back and was like, oh, you know, she was doing a good thing. She was actually helping us. She wasn't trying to hurt us. She was doing good for us. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was like sad that happened to her, but also kind of cool that she brought it back, because it showed like all the haters and all like the people who canceled, air quotes, canceled her in the first place. You know what I mean? And you know what? I don't believe in cancel culture. I think it's freaking bullcrap, and that's just my opinion though. So yeah. So yeah, she is an amazing actress. You know, she's won many awards for acting and many awards because she's amazing. But yeah, so let's get back into more previous years, okay? So these are going to be like from 2013 to like recent. So in 2013, it was released that she was bugged by Britain and America. She was being freaking bugged. Like people had put like little microphones and so they can hear her talking in her house. She was bugged. What the? That's freaking ridiculous, you know what I mean? But she was such like a big political activist that they felt like they needed to do that. Which I would have been pissed if I found that out. I would have been freaking pissed, you know what I mean? I would have been like, are you kidding me? F off, everybody. Don't spy on me. But let me backtrack just a little bit because I need y'all to hear a little backstory of this, okay? So she was arrested in 1970 at the airport because she had vitamin pills in little baggies. She was like, these are my vitamins. What do you want me to do? And the police officer there was like, you know what? I'm sorry, these might be vitamins, but we're taking direct orders from the White House. So the White House had Jane arrested for vitamin pills. Like, what the heck? I just don't understand. Like, she's using her voice for good, and because she's not following what the White House or what other people want her to do, she's being bugged, she's being arrested, and she's being hated on for this, which is freaking ridiculous, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that she, like, got out of it. Well, of course she did, because they tested the pills, and they were like, oh yeah, they're vitamins. I would have been like, yeah, F you guys. Thanks for wasting my goddamn time. You know what I mean? What the hell? So yeah, so in October 2019, so this was only like 3 years ago, Fonda was arrested 3 times in a consecutive week. She was protesting climate change outside the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., which is freaking amazing because, as we all know, climate change is like a really big thing and it's really scary. Like, I just watched the news this morning and like all the news was like hurricanes, fires, and it's like, oh my god, we're destroying this earth. Why aren't we taking care of it? Like, this is the only place we live in. And it makes me sad, honestly. So thank you, Jane, for trying to help this problem and to protest and even get arrested for this cause. You know, thank you for that. And so, yeah. So in 2001, she established the Jane Fonda Center for Adolescent Reproductive Health, which aims to help prevent teen pregnancy, which is freaking amazing because we need more organizations and centers out there for that, you know, because there's not a lot out there. And which is freaking ridiculous, you know what I mean? I don't know, this world, it's ridiculous, but I'm glad there's people like Jane in this world to help and to help, you know, get awareness out there, put centers out there for help, you know, and that's freaking amazing. So thank you, Jane, again. So she had a little bit of a rough, like, film career and all that. So she has said that she's been raped, she's been sexually abused as a child, and she has been fired because she wouldn't sleep with her boss. Her mother was also raped, and that probably led to her committing suicide. And it's freaking ridiculous. You know what I mean? There's so many women out there who have been raped and who don't have, like, a support system to help them out. You know, they don't have anybody. And I just think that's really sad, and I'm glad that Jane is trying to help and spread awareness and to be there for other women who have gone through what she's gone through. So yeah, let's go back to her film career a little bit. I know I'm jumping all around, I apologize, but she actually has filmed several movies in French. So she knows French, which is freaking amazing, you know what I mean? I don't know another language, so that's cool for her. But she also has her own production company called IPC, and she only does films that she feels like tackles important issues in this world. So not only is her career based on important issues, she's also taking her name and creating solutions for those important issues and trying to protest those important issues in this world, which is freaking amazing, you know? So, like I said, she's gone all over the world to protest, which is freaking amazing. She's an amazing woman, and she has also been a longtime supporter of feminist causes, including V-Day, a movement to stop violence against women, which is freaking amazing because there is a lot of violence on women, which is ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous, you know what I mean? But that's something we have to live with and something that we can hopefully eradicate here and in my lifetime, you know? And that would be really cool to see. And I know that it would help a lot of women. You know, of course it would. It would help the whole world because it'd be less violence, and violence is never the answer. You know, that's what we're told and taught. I don't know why this got lost when we grew up, but violence is not the answer, people, okay? But she is an amazing woman, you know what I mean? So yeah, she's an amazing woman, and I just want to talk about one more thing that I thought was important. So she has said that she has had body image issues, and for a long time, and one of her quotes talking about this was that she had to come to the terms that we aren't meant to be perfect, we are meant to be whole, which I thought was amazing, you know what I mean? And if you look at Jane, she has an amazing body, she looks amazing, but nobody can tell her that, you know, she has to believe it. Just like all of us, we have to believe that we're amazing, we have to believe that we are beautiful and we are whole. Not that we're perfect, because we can't be perfect, you know, nobody's perfect. So stop, the society and us ourselves, women, have to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, because we can't be. There's no way we can be. And I just want to say thank you, Jane, for coming out and saying that, because I know it's hard to say that you have body image issues, and I know it's hard to say that you have had other problems and issues, and for you to come out and say you know what, it's okay, I still love myself, I'm not perfect, but I'm whole. You know, I'm not perfect, I'm whole. Which is freaking amazing, and that's gonna help a lot of people and a lot of women in this world. So thank you, Jane. So yeah, Jane is an amazing freaking woman who cares deeply about the world and the people in it. And I just want to say thank you, Jane. Again, thank you, because you are freaking amazing. You're beautiful, and keep doing what you're doing, because you are helping people, even though you might not see it, you know, but you are. You are helping a lot of people. You are helping the world, and I want people to know you. I want people to know who you are and what you have done, because you have done such amazing things, and you're just a brilliant woman, okay? So thank you, Jane. And that was Jane, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Go check out Grace and Frankie. Go check out more of Jane Fonda's movies and films, and just go check her out. She also has an autobiography called My Life So Far, so go check that out, because that's probably amazing also. I haven't read it, but I'm sure it's freaking amazing. But yeah, so let's jump into the positive segment time. Woo woo. So I don't have a pre-read one. I'm just gonna, this one is from my personal life. So I was on my run the other day, and I was running, you know, doing my thing, and this guy passed me, and he was like, high five. I was like, hell yeah. And after he gave me a high five, I ran faster, because I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, it's kind of like a team, you know what I mean? You don't just high five anybody, you high five team members, you know? And I thought that was cool that we were both runners, even though we didn't know each other, but we still, or he felt like I needed a high five, you know, and I did. I needed a supporter to give me a high five and kind of be like, good job, you know what I mean? Which is cool that he did that. So I want to push that out there for everybody else, that you don't have to say anything. It could just be as simple as a high five, you know, or a thumbs up, you know. Just show people that you care, show people that you have a heart, show people that they're not alone in this world, you know. Even there's billions of people on this planet, but people still feel alone. Why is that? Because we all care about ourselves, which you should, but you should also care about other people, okay? And I think Jane shows that also. Jane cares about other people, which is amazing. But yeah, and I also want to document this, because I know this is a big thing. I've talked about this when Program of the World was still on, but tomorrow I will be running my first ever marathon. That is freaking right. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm feeling like, I'm ready. I know I'm ready. I know I'm gonna kick its freaking butt, but still kind of nervous. But I just want to say that because I've talked about running a marathon since like the first or second episode of this freaking podcast. So I just wanted to share with the people that have been listening since then that it's finally happening. I'm finally running a marathon after like 2 years of training. So yeah, that's, go after what you want. Go after your dreams. Go after your bucket list items, because running a marathon's on my bucket list item. And so yeah, just do what you gotta do to make yourself happy. But yeah, so that was the episode. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody learned a lot, learned about Jane and how she's an amazing woman and how she is helping the world and the planet. And I also want to challenge everybody to be kind to other people. Show them that you see them. Show them that you care. Show them that they're not alone. Even though it can be scary and can be hard, we can do it. A simple high five. It works, But yeah, so, as always, you can find this podcast on all podcasting mediums and on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Power to Women. Also, if you want to go check out my personal Instagram page at EmilyNichols00, that'd be awesome. And my personal Twitter page at YoungEmily1864. Hell yeah. So that was the episode, everybody. I hope everybody freaking enjoyed, like I said before. But yeah, so I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day. Go out there, be kind, wash your hands, be safe, help this freaking planet, show people you care, okay? Have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace and aliens be with you.